Tonight on CTV News, we interview State Senator Linda Newell, as well as take a look at the new Love Your Melon campaign for children.
Then, we have a new art gallery in Fort Collins and highlights of the last football game of the season. All this and more starting on CTV News right now.
Good evening, CSU Rams. I'm news anchor Litos Castro.
And I'm Stuart Smith. Welcome to the final Tuesday night show of the semester. Let's dive right into the news. Scene magazine editor Michael Mockler has been accused by multiple people of sexual misconduct. The allegations began on Monday, November 13th, when Denver musician Magic Cyclops made this Facebook post about his problems with Mockler. He says that he has heard awful stories about him for years, and he is not sure why anyone tolerates this kind of behavior. He also told other victims to share their stories on the post. Cyclops told the Collegian that he spoke out because he got sick after decades of his behavior of not saying anything. Local Fort Collins musician Ben Prythurch says it's amazing that it's taken so long for anyone to say anything. He's had a reputation as someone to stay away from for a long time. Since the allegations were made, the Facebook page for Scene magazine has been taken down. The Collegian has reached out to Mockler multiple times without success, including through email, phone calls, and even visiting his office. You can read the full story in the Collegian tomorrow morning.
Yesterday, a former Colorado State Senator paid a little visit to CSU, and here's a look at what happened.
So I came up from the Denver area to make sure that we are getting the word out about what is our state legislature, what are they doing, and how can I maybe get involved.
Senator Newell presented her film, The Last Bill, A Senator's Story, which follows the path of the last bill of her legislative career and also gives viewers a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on inside the Capitol.
So I really wanted to do it in an interesting way so that people could see it up close and personal and feel like they were actually there at the Capitol. And then secondly, really wanted to make sure we were doing some empathy building.
Through the film and a question and answer section, the senator was attempting to give a little bit of education to her audience.
Hardly anybody knows who their state legislators are or what they're doing, how they're voting. Most people don't know the state legislative process.
It was clear that Senator Newell and the students realized how big of a role they can play in the future of the government.
The millennials really take the work that we've done, honestly, crumble some of it, burn some of it down, and build up other parts of it.
The senator left us with one final message.
I always say, if you're not voting, then somebody else is voting for you.
If you'd like to get more info on how you can get involved, you can visit lindanewell.org.
CSU is working to get on track to reach their goal of 100% renewable electricity by 2030 and 100% renewable energy by 2050. According to a request for proposals for renewable energy, CSU is interested in long-term power purchase agreements or on-site solutions to provide renewable electricity. On January 5, 2017, President Tony Frank signed a climate reality pledge to commit CSU to running on 100% renewable electricity by 2030. According to Source, more than 4,300 students and faculty members signed the petition to encourage CSU to join the climate reality pledge. CSU has put in a request for proposals for renewable energy in order to reach this renewable electricity goal. So far, they have received 27 proposals, and a vendor decision will be made in mid-January.
Can you really retain information while you're studying when you're puffing the magic dragon? In spite of increasing support for legalization, smoking marijuana is still a source of societal polarization. Some sources have claimed marijuana stimulates the mind and creative abilities. In particular, a team of researchers from Harvard Medical School, McLean Hospital, and Tufts University claim that marijuana smoking results in improvements in cognitive performance. Others warn that marijuana is potentially damaging to brain cells. A 2015 study published in Molecular Psychiatry posits that regular marijuana users experience issues of memory loss. The study claims these memory issues are similar to those experienced in the aging process. Remember, Rams, the CSU policy for marijuana is possession, use of, or sales of marijuana are prohibited on campus. Students in possession are subject to disciplinary measures.
Yesterday, the CSU chapter of the Love Your Melon crew was out on the plaza, letting students write virtual letters to children with cancer. Here's Chris Dawkins, the president of the CSU chapter, describing what the organization is.
We're with a company called Love Your Melon, and we're a campus crew here on campus. And Basically, the company sells beanies, and then half the net proceeds from the sales go to benefit kids with cancer. So they donate to different organizations to cancer research and also financial needs to families as well.
Dawkins and other members of the group were out on the plaza for hours yesterday, collecting e-cards from students to send to kids with cancer. According to Dawkins, Love Your Melon was hoping to get up to 100 signatures throughout the day. Anyone could walk up to the table and sign their name, typing their messages into the computers available on the table. Many people also wrote the names of loved ones in their lives who were suffering or had suffered from cancer, either as children or later in life. To learn more about Love Your Lemon, you can check them out on Facebook at CSU Love Your Melon Campus Crew or on Instagram at CSU LYM Crew.
Juggling his studies at CSU and soccer practice, Jonathan Emig shows ambition for being able to grow his own company. Jonathan Emig, a junior studying engineering science, started FluxTech, a web developing company that designs websites or mobile applications for small and large businesses. His company got its first recognition after Emig's freshman year of college when he was contacted by Science Application and Research Associates to create 2 websites. FluxTech currently focuses on web design, but Emig hopes to grow the company into the broader field of creative engineering. That is all the time we have today for News CSU, but thank you for tuning in to CTV News this semester.
But don't go anywhere quite yet, because we have weatherman Zach Trombetta up next with your weekly forecast and the ski resort of the week.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from commercial break and Thanksgiving break. I'm your weather anchor, Zach Trombetta. Hope you guys all had a nice fall break and enjoyed some warm temperatures. Today here in Fort Collins, we did have some clouds which cooled things down, but the sun is soon to return in the forecast. Right now though, 38 degrees here in Fort Collins, mostly clear with a calm winds and a sunset tonight that was at 4:35 p.m. Let's take a look at some overnight lows tonight. Up here in Fort Collins, 26 degrees. Denver, you'll be at 29, and down on the southern I-25 corridor, 23 in Colorado Springs and 22 in Pueblo. In the high country, Vail, you're going to be at 23, Craig, 22, and Grand Junction, 29 degrees. Alamosa, I was hoping we were going to have a city in the state break being below 10 degrees this semester, but 12 is going to have to do, and they're going to be pretty cold tonight. Lyman, 22 degrees. They're going to have a lot of winds tonight, 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts. If you're outside, be prepared for that tonight. Lamar, you'll be at 20. In Burlington, 24. Now let's look at tomorrow's highs. 48 here in Fort Collins. That'll be your lunchtime high. 56 in Sterling. Lyman, you'll be at 54. And way out east, Burlington, 56 degrees. Denver, you'll be at 56 as well. Colorado Springs, 58. And down south, Pueblo at 60. How about Alamosa? They're going to warm up from 12 to 52 degrees. In the high country, 48 in Gunnison, Telluride 46, Vail 41. Now, let's take a look at a yearly comparison. Last year, November 28, 2016, similar temperatures to what we experienced today, 43 degrees with a low of 32. Records, though, look at these. 1904, 75 degrees as a high, and 1919, negative 14 on November 28th. That's cold. Now, for your 5-day forecast, Thursday, 50 degrees, sunny, 27 as your low. Friday, we will have some clouds, 57 and 26 as your low. Into Sunday, clouds again, 56 as a high and 29 as a low to wrap up your week. Now, ski resort of the week. No, this is not me, but I wish it was. Beaver Creek Ski Resort will be your ski resort of the week. They're hosting the Birds of Prey World Cup Championships, where a lot of the top men's skiers will be competing. This will be the only time, one of the only times you'll get to see them on U.S. soil before they head to Pyeongchang for the 2018 Olympics. So get up there and check it out if you're heading up to the high country. Let's take things local now. Tomorrow's highs, it's going to be 55 degrees in the afternoon. We will have some afternoon clouds, but overall it'll be pretty sunny. 26 is going to be your low tomorrow morning, and your sunrise will be at 7:02 a.m. with a sunset at 4:34 p.m. Guys, it's been a great time reporting the weather for you this semester. I hope you have a great night, and stay tuned for Sports with Alex next, because she's going to catch you up on everything you missed over break.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Meanbeat,
DJ Nightshade,
DJ Wildcard. Music to me is
one of the best creative outlets that I can think of.
An escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
Go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from the break. I'm Alex Clough, and a lot has happened over Thanksgiving break, so let's get to it and talk sports. The Colorado State football team beat San Jose State 42-14 in the last game of the season at home. This game also honored the 23 seniors on the team. QB Nick Stevens passed for 305 yards on 26 of 32 passes with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Dalen Dawkins also had a great game as he rushed for 138 yards and a touchdown on 21 carries. Wide receiver Michael Gallup brought in 7 catches for 47 yards, and tight end Cameron Butler was the leading receiver with 79 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side, Josh Watson recorded 8 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 interception. In other exciting football news, Michael Gallup is a finalist for the Blitnikoff Award. He is up for it against James Washington from Oklahoma State and David Sills from West Virginia. The award goes to the nation's outstanding receiver. Gallup will head to Atlanta for the Home Depot College Football Awards show on December 7th, and that is when the winner will be revealed. Now, where the Rams are going to go bowling, that won't be officially announced until Sunday. On Friday, the Colorado State men's basketball team had a big 72-60 win over Northwestern State. This was the final game of the Jamaica Classic, and CSU walked away 2-5 in the Classic. The team is at Missouri State right now for the Mountain West Missouri Valley Challenge. The Colorado State women's basketball team had an 85-48 victory over the North Carolina Central Eagles on Saturday at Moby Arena. CSU had 3 players that scored in the double digits. Freshman Laura Devos had 15 points and 8 rebounds. Callie Kaiser added another 13 points and 7 rebounds in just 20 minutes of play, which is something that we have seen from her a few times so far this season. Sophie Triggetson also contributed 10 points, and the team heads to Denver on Thursday to face the Denver Pioneers at 7. The Colorado State volleyball team finished up their season 17-1 with a 3-1 victory against UC Davis on Saturday. This final match also honored the 5 seniors on the team, and they also celebrated the 14th Mountain West Conference Championship after the match. Jasmine Hanna paced the offense with 14 kills, and Paulina Hogard Jensen also added 11 kills. CSU led the entire first 2 sets, closing them both 25-18, but the third set was close the entire time as neither team led for more than 4 points, and it was tied 18 times. CSU ultimately lost the third set 29-27, but came back to win the fourth set 25-18. The team heads on to the first round of the NCAA tournament this Friday to take on Michigan. Colorado State played Michigan back in September and walked away with a sweep against them. So we are looking forward to see them go on to do some damage in the tournament. Thanks for watching all semester. It has been a pleasure being your sports anchor. Kiaria Coles will be up next with an inside look at all things entertainment and how Fort Collins is getting ready for the holidays.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Good evening, CSU. I'm Kiaria Coles, your favorite entertainment anchor, and I'm so sad to say that this is the last show of the semester. But on that note, let's dive into some cheery holiday fun. Fort Collins Foothills Mall is ready for the holidays. The shopping center has a variety of Christmas activities that are fun for the whole family. Based in the center of the mall is a huge Christmas tree surrounded by large presents where children and even pets can take their picture with Santa Claus. Outside of the mall is a dazzling fountain light show as well as a large ice skating rink. The rink is open during evenings from Wednesdays through Sundays. If you are a student, the cost is $5 to enter. There is an option to bring your own ice skates. However, if you don't have any, skate rentals are only $3. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? If you didn't get that reference, then 1, we can't be friends, but 2, let me explain. The beloved Christmas movie Elf is going from the big screen to a live stage near you. That's right, Elf the Musical is coming to Denver. Based on the beloved 2003 Christmas hit, the show will follow the story of an orphan named Buddy who accidentally crawls into Santa's bag and spends the better half of his life being raised by elves, eventually believing that he himself is one. However, once he realizes he is human, he ventures off to the Big Apple to find his birth father, and many laughs ensue. The musical production will take place at the Buell Theater starting December 13th and ending the 17th. Ticket prices start at $25. Now, for those of you who aren't big on musicals, don't be a cotton-headed ninny-muggins and give the song-filled show a chance, because we all know the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. For more information, visit denvercenter.org. Over the weekend, I got to discover many talented artists.
The Art Lab, a creative venue located in downtown Fort Collins, hosted one of its many pop-up art carts events this Thanksgiving weekend. The event showcases the talent of several longtime artists.
I've been an artist since I was a commissioned artist since I was 14.
And creates a learning space for upcoming artists as well. All types of art, including paintings, drawings, and sculptings, were on display. Several artists create their pieces out of what may at first seem like ordinary objects, such as pieces of wood or forgotten trinkets.
I search flea markets and thrift stores, and people bring me things and say, these are wonderful things, maybe you'd like them to recreate something with, and I see the beauty in almost anything.
But what makes each individual piece stand out is the evidence of passion and creativity done by the maker.
I've experimented and explored and pushed myself as far as design, as far as materials, tools, techniques, how to work with materials, and I just keep pushing it.
For any upcoming artists, as well as those simply looking to have a good time, there are a variety of local art events taking place, as well as many artists who are willing to lend a helping hand.
It's a mobile paint party company. I bring all the supplies and canvases to people's houses, and I teach them how to paint any picture that they'd like. I started my business in January of this year, and I've done over 40 parties since then.
Interested in art, or for any upcoming artists yourself, More information on the Art Lab and its events can be found at artlabfortcollins.org. A new Miss Universe has been crowned. The winner of the 2017 title is 22-year-old Miss Demi-Leigh Nel-Peters from South Africa. The night consisted of judging in several categories, including swimsuit, evening gown, and even a Q&A session. During a pre-taped interview, Nel-Peters talked about her experience of being held at gunpoint and how this incident made her passionate about training women in self-defense, leading her to create a self-defense campaign herself. Nel-Peters hopes to continue to bring this passion to the Miss Universe platform. In other competition news, the annual dog show presented by Purina crowned its new winner. The Best in Show champion was a lovable and adorable Brussels Griffon named Newton. Newton competed for hours and beat out 2,000 other dogs for the title. Many people were quick to point out Newton's uncanny resemblance to the iconic Star Wars Wookiee Chewbacca. As a result, Newton was quickly dubbed as #Chewbacca Dog. Newton's handler, Susan Depew, says Newton is happy all the time and that, quote, everything is great in Newton's world. I just want to live in his world because everything is so fun. After the competition, Newton was treated to some well-deserved ice cream. Good for you, little Chewbacca, you earned it. Well, that's all the time we have this semester, Rams, but don't forget to check back in the spring for new episodes of CTV. Have a wonderful and safe winter break.